to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and
Okay, do you see it now? Because it's public. It should be public now. Will I? Please tell me it's working.
you'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a
Yep, we are
feeling.
live.
I originally thought
I
her a bit
probably should change the
too
thumbnail.
hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Chising, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapnis's
Hello, Chica
passing is
Entertainment.
advantageous
Since
for
you
us,
saw this movie,
but for Liyue's
um,
sake, we
yeah,
cannot allow
we
ourselves
just
to be
saw it
shackled to
earlier.
rumors of our usurpation of power.
So,
Is it working for you or
yeah,
no?
we're live, we're live.
Are we?
So, I'm here live with Troll Goji. We saw Jurassic World Dominion about an hour ago.
Yep.
IMAX 3D. So, what are your initial thoughts? I'll get onto mine after yours.
Overall, seeing all the major roles of each character from Jurassic Park to Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom,
Which was that movie
it
was
was a pretty
bad.
much of a shock to see them all in one put all of them put into one movie.
From a Jurassic movie perspective, for me, it is on par with Jurassic World 1. It's not as good as Jurassic Park or The Lost World, but it's definitely better than Fallen Kingdom and JP3, which are low points in the franchise.
Yep.
So, do you want to talk about the IMAX 3D experience and how, since, movie about dinosaurs and whatnot, loud sound, roaring in faces, what were your thoughts on that? Do you think it was worth
I'm
the
not
extra
quite
money?
sure. There's some good parts of fight scenes in there, but overall, it was good. Say it was horrible.
Holding up here, I have games reinstalled. Oh, that is some lag. Jurassic World Evolution. Yeah, I am broken this game. I probably should restart.
Did you just make yourself broken in Jurassic World Evolution?
Yeah, I probably should go back to. I probably
You
should
idiot.
restart. I don't even know what the hell I was doing in this game.
We'll just forget about that.
Indeed, it seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something
Honestly,
similar to the incident in Monza.
wasn't the best movie. For me, the best movie this year
With Rex
is
Lapnis's
Top Gun
death,
Maverick.
the TUI have busied
We won't really
themselves
discuss it
with
since this is
clandestine
about
actions
this
beyond their
movie.
diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible
Yeah.
for
Do you
Liyue,
think
I cannot
this
leave
is a good
myself
conclusion
exposed as
to
one
the
of those
Jurassic
villains.
franchise?
It's a good, it's a sad, and it's overall.
I don't say it's sad.
It's a sad ending for this for this franchise,
Well, spoilers
but
ahead. Nothing really sad quote happens at the end. That you think something would
it's
end.
just it's okay. Here's the thing. It's just sad overall for the whole franchise ending.
Well, I mean,
I mean, I'd be
it is
surprised
an
and
iconic
pretty
franchise,
happy.
but it's not on the levels of like Star Wars or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This franchise had to end eventually, so I hope they don't
Yeah,
make any movies because this is a good enough ending for me, at least.
yeah.
This movie does. Should we get into spoilers? Because we need to talk about some things
Okay,
about this movie. So
for
whoever hasn't seen it,
if we're gonna talk about spoilers, for those who haven't seen this movie or don't want to hear about
just stop
spoilers,
watching the stream.
just
Honestly,
stop watching this and go do something else. But for
yeah.
those who want to stick around and don't plan on watching the movie, we'll talk about the details.
So the opening, we start off with the Mosasaurus attacking a fishing
Freight
boat,
ship,
a freight ship. Well, no, I think they
freight
were
slash.
whatever it
It's
was,
like
ship it was.
Was
It
also
starts
written
off
by
with
some
that,
for us to take control of the
and
administration.
yeah, cool opening, and then we get kind of like a news podcast thing they're doing, like, oh, they're in our world, and we have like fucking Quetzalcoatlus and Pteranodons flying over the New York skyline. It was a bit
Yep.
of a ish beginning, and then we cut to Claire and two other people who I forgot their names because let's be honest, a lot of these characters can be sometimes forgettable. So what's going on is that there is illegal breeding of dinosaurs. Who would have thought about that? So they're trying to attempt to save, which I think is some species related to Triceratops. I don't think it's probably Sinoceratops, but they're rescuing are they what do they call calves for these creatures or
What?
no? Well, baby Triceratops thing, whatever.
Um, here I
So
can.
we have a whole like Fast and the Furious style chase, and then like two of the bad guys' cars gets hit by the Triceratops. So clearly, that yeah, that was in the trailer.
I
And
don't think they're
then,
Triceratops.
well, no, there is a well, the
They're from the Saurus. They're from the same branch as the Triceratops and whatnot.
well, I'm not addressing that in a minute, but
But
the they did get hit by Triceratops. The two bad guy cars got hit.
yeah,
All right, this was kind of already. If you're a Jurassic Park fan, you kind of expected this, and what Dodgson, the guy that gave the can to Dennis Nedry in the first film, yeah, he's the main villain of this film, antagonist. Um, what do you think of him as the antagonist of the film? Do you think he did a good role?
he did a good role till he messed up in the very ending.
As an antagonist, I mean, it's expected. I mean, it's Dodson. He was already trying to steal samples. He's acting like the good guy. You know he's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
And then so continuing on with the film where we follow along, Claire, Owen, and Clone Girl, we'll call it, because who the fuck remembers her fucking name? Because there's a lot about her that we didn't talk about, even though, we saw her pull the most stupid act in the previous film. So, she's not allowed to cross this bridge or whatever, so they kind of get mad at her. And
Due to the fact that she's actually genetic, the very first clone of her mother, which surprisingly her mother
yeah,
was the
so,
one
plot
who
twist.
produced her without having any breeding or anything.
So,
She's
plot
just like
twist.
Blue, which
Mr.
she
Lockwood,
can.
that old guy from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, co-founder of Jurassic Park, along with Hamilton. So he did not make her. Apparently, it was Charlotte herself,
Yeah,
and
she has the same
actors.
genes as a monitor lizard, which can produce on
That's
off on their own,
that's Blue, but after
just
Charlotte
like
gave birth
Blue.
to Clone Girl, uh, Charlotte didn't die in what I think they said she died in some accident or whatever. No, she died
Her mother died,
of
but she
some
was doing
disease.
experimentations to save her daughter's life, so she doesn't have to
So
go
yeah,
through
that's
that.
why she's kidnapped
So she
along with
altered the
baby
DNA
Blue.
of her own daughter just
So
to
she's
keep her
kid.
alive without going through the same disease as she did.
So that's why she's kidnapped along with Blue's baby, which is Beta. That's the name they give her. So I um I don't know what to say about that. Plot twist was kind of like, wow, I guess. It's not.
Alright. I like direct people.
I'm trying to be as honest as
Well,
possible.
we have
That
made quite a bit of trouble
I
for
don't
you
know
with
anything
Zimmerman.
about it. Honestly, it was.
How about this? You can pick any
I just
one
have the trailer
object
playing here.
here as you please.
Let me go on that Jurassic
May I take it?
World map. So
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that. Let's see, what should we get? One of the sheets on that wall. Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail. Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for. Let's grab one, the biggest one. Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that.
So, for those of you who know, Spinosaurus does not also come back.
See what's written
You
on it.
think it comes back. We were kind of tricked. We do see a spine in a one scene, but it's not. It's.
It's not the Spinosaurus, and if it, we both, I thought it was the Spinosaurus when we first saw the spine in the
right.
cave.
But no, it's the what's it
It
called?
turns out to be the Dimetrons,
Dimetrodon. I think it's Dimetrodon.
Dimetrodons.
Yeah, and they steal Alan Grant's hat, which well, we'll get into. Yes, the original characters are back. Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill.
He's
Ali
like, the
Sattler.
hat was everything for him.
Whoa. So Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill. Ali Sattler, played by Laura Dern, and man himself, Jeff Goldblum, plays Ian Malcolm. Even though we were mostly excited to see Sam Neill more than anyone return, since we haven't seen him since JP3. Finally, they also give Jeff Goldblum a bigger role that he did in fucking Fallen Kingdom. In Fallen Kingdom, his role was just talking. Literally, all his scenes in the trailer were in the movie. That's his entire thing in Jurassic Fallen Kingdom. But this movie, he actually has a bigger role. So, from the beginning, yeah, Blue, Clone Girl kidnapped.
There's a place marked with a circle on it.
They're sent to Malta, and so they have to go get her there. Barry returns,
See what's written over
character from Jurassic World, the co-trainer, along with Owen. I'm just we're just rambling, so let's get actually into actual things to talk about. Returning dinosaurs and dinosaurs we haven't seen in the franchise. So, what was your favorite dinosaur in this film?
It would have to be either between Beta or the Giganotosaurus.
Giganotosaurus. Giganotosaurus, the new bad guy, or so you think.
The new bad apex.
The apex thing, the thing that's dealing with the extinction here, are fucking bugs. That's the main thing that's been kind of like could have been better. Like
It could have been any other dinosaur, but it had
not
to be
dinosaurs,
freaking
they're-
crickets.
I don't know what they are.
They're locusts.
Locusts.
It's what they called them. They're crickets, but they're really just they're genetically modified to be giant locusts.
And so yeah, they're killing a lot of crops and whatnot, and that's gonna be bad for our crop animals like cows and whatnot. So that's one of the main antagonists of the film. Along so what happens is from what we got, Dr. Henry Wu, antagonist from Jurassic World and kind of sort of antagonist from Jurassic Park. He kind of regrets making this experiment, which Dachshund is, over like, oh, this is no big deal. Dachshund's all in for money, whatnot. It's all about the fucking money. Let's be honest. Every villain in these kind of movies are for the fucking money. So Henry Wu kind of gets a redemption, but at the same time, his role in the film is kind of there just to be, oh yeah, just to tell Clone Girl what actually happened to her mother and whatnot. Callbacks, actually. So we do get the Dilophosaurus
You're
back.
onto something.
After 29 years in the making, we get the Dilophosaurus returning in a Jurassic Park film. And oh boy, is it better than ever. We get to hear the classic sound effects from the first film. And I guess
Yep.
since we're also the ones spoilers, yep, they're the ones that kill Dachshund. Dachshund dies to Dilophosaurus.
It wasn't
So
his
the same,
friend that also
yeah,
died from the
yeah, Dennis
Dilophosaurus
Nedry.
as
He
well.
dies in almost the same manner as Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park. But this time in a high-tech, whatever type of transportation machine. So, but still, yeah, dies to the Dilophosaurus. And what was
I just
that
call it a segue.
that thing that looks like an Erlichosaurus, but it's not? The
It's
clawed dinosaur.
yeah, Theorismsaurus.
Theorismsaurus. So this is the
Theorizosaurus.
dinosaur we see kind of like taunting Claire after she. Let's get some backstory here. So after they take off in what appears to be some weird, I thought it looks like a P-61, but it's some prop plane. This other character, forgot her name. They looked at the cast. Kyla Watts. So she's flying this, and due to some radio tower issues or whatnot, they're attacked by a Quetzalcoatlus. So their plane is down.
Now, because
Owen and her survived the crash,
because
but
of the anti-air, what my theory is why the Quetzalcoatlus attacked the plane was due to the chip that they implanted into the dinosaur. Because if you remember, what they said was they have chips that
well, that's with the raptors. That
they
was
can
only
send.
we only saw that with the raptors. Not all dinosaurs had that.
No, not all dinosaurs, but they do have signals. If you think about it, they might all actually have it because towards the ending, you can see them all going towards the place that they all want the dinosaurs to go to.
Well, so yeah, Quetzalcoatlus attacks the plane. Of course, Owen and her survive the crash. So what happens is Claire is ejected. Deals with more Quetzalcoatlus issues. They tear off her parachute, so she kind of falls into a big forest and meets this big claw guy who just you think he's just
Yeah,
gonna he's
there
gonna eat
is
that
a Saurus.
goat deer or whatever, but no, he just bitch slaps the fucking deer and it doesn't
Slaps
even
it.
doesn't
He
even
slaps
eat
the
it.
deer,
He
almost
just
decapitates it. It's a herbivore, so it doesn't eat it.
I guess he just did it because it was funny. He was bored. Let's just say that.
I'm
She
pretty sure
was
that thing
bored.
is just purely aggressive in general.
So yeah, of course it doesn't kill Claire, but then Claire comes across. Well, actually, earlier. Wait, does she see the fight between? Actually, no. After when Owen and Kylo go to where Claire landed, they see the Giganotosaurus, and she has a minor clash with the T-Rex, which, if you've seen the prologue that came out like last November, then you would know what's the big deal between these two. Because the DNA that bred Rexy, that T-Rex was killed by a Giganotosaurus. So of course, they don't have their major fight till the end. But honestly, this film could have been better. I had mid expectations for this film. It could go either way, and as I said, it's better than Fallen Kingdom. But according to critics, it's pretty bad. A lot of critics are shitting on this film, which can't blame them. At the same time, they need to understand this is like Universal Pictures making another Jurassic Park film, so compared to Fallen Kingdom, the logic in this film, since Fallen Kingdom had so much fucking stupidity. How the hell did fucking Owen not burn up in the ash? How the hell did he not fucking die in that 1,000-foot fall from the ledge? How did that gyrosphere not crack? Who the hell shoots a gun underwater and other just shit that happened in that film? In terms of physical logic, there was not much to complain about this film. Besides, I guess, the bike scene where he tries to get into the fucking plane. How the hell did he not get fucking crushed by his own bike? I don't know.
It's all about luck, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it's all luck. It's just... No, it's not luck. It's something called plot armor. The best armor in the world. Plot armor. Any other callbacks you notice? I mean, we had the Dilophosaur spit on Dodson, and during the scene where our main cast gets confronted by, let's see, we meet the Giganotosaurus. Ian Malcolm pulls a move he did from the first movie, which is basically grab a flaming little thing. And the first one was a flare, but now here it's a flaming torch, and tells Dinosaur, hey, get away from there. I was really hoping more references, but that would probably be a bit
Especially
too
the fight
cheesy
scene
and excessive.
between the Gigantosaurus and
Rexy.
No. Well, that was good. But the fights are like the dope scene where the Gigantosaurus gets speared into the back of the throat, becomes a flaming lizard.
Oh yeah,
You just see a dinosaur breathing fire at that point.
So, surprisingly, I honestly thought some major character, the dinosaur human, was going to die. No one really died in this one besides Dodson and like a few other random guys throughout the film. Not even Barry. I thought I saw that scene earlier where they trapped the raptor in the cage. I thought Barry was actually gonna get killed there. No, they didn't really kill anyone.
They didn't kill anyone except for that one guy.
Rexy kind of like passes out on the fucking thing. Of course, she wakes up and bites
She's
down
lucky. She almost died.
If it weren't for the fucking Claude motherfucker there, I think the Giganotosaurus would have finished her off.
I'm pretty sure Rexy would have died.
No,
if it wasn't for the terrorism.
The Giganotosaurus would have finished her off, but that thing distracted her. And then Rexy, grabs the Giganotosaurus by the neck and then just fucking pounds it into the fucking thing's claws.
Yeah, acting like a spear, going through the jugular of the dinosaur of the Gigantosaurus.
To be honest, that death was cool, but also kind of like, wow, could have been any better. Honestly, I would have preferred this Rexy biting the thing's neck, and then the Rexy has a total victory by herself. But no, they just had to throw this other guy in because, that'd be cool if they both took it out. I mean, not the first time. Not the first time Rexy teamed up with the dinosaur to defeat a bigger foe.
Well, why if Rexy was to kill that Gigantosaurus by itself, she wouldn't be able to due to the fact that thing can easily take out T-Rexes, no problem.
Well, yes, since their ancestors killed each other. Well, no, the Gigano's ancestor killed Rexy's ancestor. If you could call it that, basically they're sperm donors, but like DNA donors. I don't know.
DNA splicing.
Whatever.
Something.
Whatever. I'll just say ancestor. But yeah, Rexy's second team up, kind of with against a bigger foe. First, it was an initial team up, but she kind of had help from Blue defeating the Indominus Rex before it just got taken out by the Mosasaurus. Here, she actually kind of works with this thing and jabs it on its claws. And they both roar in victory.
Can't beat them, join them. But in this case, it takes two to take one out.
So, the whole thing about this film is like, we can coexist with dinosaurs, but that's how it is. That's how it ends. It ends like, we can coexist with them. I mean, hey, at least things will go well. If this is real life, living with dinosaurs I think Malcolm just expressed it. Yeah, that's not supposed to fucking happen. We can't coexist. But another thing we should talk about with the main characters is, the relationship between Ellie Sattler and Alan Grant. Since they did kind of had a little bit of a thing in the first film, they did not really end the relationship with kind of, hinted that it did not go well in JP3, and here we are now in this film. And, of course, obviously, yeah, throughout this whole movie, they bond back together again, and of course they kiss at the end. Because that was really expected.
Yeah.
But, seeing the old characters interact with the new ones, actually went better than expected, to be honest. Of course, Jeff Goldblum being kind of the jokester type of guy he is, and kind of like, obviously, yeah, his humor is throughout this film. You can't go wrong with this guy. And we'll be seeing him again in Thor: Love and Thunder as the Grandmaster.
Who, as an Odin or something?
No, Jeff Goldblum will be. If you've seen Thor: Love and Thunder, he's gonna be playing the leader of whatever that thing is. that planet, Sakaar. Yeah, he plays that character.
Hmm.
Honestly, this film. I haven't tried this tracker side out, but the Dino Tracker. Let me
Dinosaur
pull it up
tracker.
here in the stream. Yep. That's about it. Okay, here we go. Let's look at my stream. Okay. T-Rex is right. Oh, that's Ankylosaurus.
It's your Tata! Tata!
Where's the T-Rex at? Tyrannosaurus.
Oh my god! Eyes on me!
Allosaurus. That's the dinosaur they almost got confused with. When they do see, yeah, speaking of Allosaurus, Owen mistakes the Giganosis for analysis, so for, obviously, Kylo corrects him and say, oh, no, it's a Giganotosaurus, the largest carnivorous dinosaur. Which Giganotosaurus. So I guess that's how big it was. Dang. So, oh no.
What?
could have been a better film in my opinion. But it was good overall. So also speaking with, I'm gonna go back to other spoilers along with the IMAX 3D. So a shot that I really did love in IMAX 3D was the Dilophosaurus sort of attacking Claire. Other shots that were kind of cool within that were, of course, the final battle, the Malta chase scene, and the Dimetrodons. Overall, I think it was worth it. Bit expensive though. I paid like 20. We paid like $20 for our tickets. It was like 37 in total. So
Yeah, if it wasn't for you saying that you're a kid, it would have
yeah,
been.
we had to lie because I'm fucking short as hell. So plus, I mean, I'm 16.
We didn't lie. You're not an adult.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like I'm like fucking. I mean, yeah, I'm 16. So
And I'm like not 20. I'm 18.
yeah. So
I'm an adult, but that's besides the
young adult.
point.
But besides the point. Overall, the movie felt it was 2 hours 26 minutes. Kind of felt like almost an hour. No, 2 hours and 45 minutes. But a bit longer than that. But maybe it was just me. Oh yeah, it was also the same auditorium I saw Doctor Strange in, which I also saw in IMAX, but not IMAX 3D. It's standard IMAX, but so I'm going to at least now rate the Jurassic Park films. Coming at first place is Jurassic Park, the original. I mean, what else do you expect? It's the first film of the franchise. It's a classic, great acting, great effects for its time. In second place is The Lost World, Jurassic Park. A solid sequel. Jeff Goldblum souls the film. It is kind of dumb the scene where the T-Rex is in San Diego, which is why a lot of people don't really like it. I personally love it because you get the unlucky bastard scene and there's a dinosaur in our backyard.
The fact that the dinosaur kills the
dog.
family dog.
Meanwhile, the parents are like
It's-
arguing about a fish tank, but that's besides the point. Lost World's a solid sequel. Then it's this movie and Jurassic World. I'm thinking about putting Jurassic World slightly above it, but I think for now, I think I'll put this both as a tie. And then behind these movies are JP3 and then Fallen Kingdom. JP3, I think I overhated. It's still not a good movie. It's pretty bad. It is stupid. Of course, like the fucking Alan Dream sequence where the rapper just says his name, which is like, wow. And Fallen Kingdom, you all know that movie's a mess. That movie's just a disaster of a film. Had so much potential. So, I think we might wrap up things here. What was your favorite part of the film overall?
what are you talk? What what's my favorite part of the film?
Yeah.
Obviously it had to be the fight between Rexy and the Therosaurus.
For me,
Well, the fight between Rexy, the Therosaurus, and the Giganotosaurus.
For me, probably the Dilophosaurus return. That was probably my favorite scene right there. So, out of 10, what will you give the movie?
Out of 10, probably like an 8.5, maybe 9.
I give it a 7.5. Maybe just a 7. It's probably third favorite movie of the year. Because definitely Top Gun Maverick is my favorite film of the year so far. And least favorite of the film of the year is fucking Uncharted. That movie was I hated that movie. Kind of a waste of time. But whatever, at least solid. As for the visual effects in this film, probably the best we've seen in the entire franchise. It's definitely way better than Jurassic World, and it's slightly better than Fallen Kingdom. But then again, the cool effects aren't everything. Story wise, it's not the best, but it's not the worst that I've seen. I mean, besides what are those fucking bugs called again?
Locust.
Locusts. Yeah, those locust bugs were kind of why were those in the film?
Well, they were in the film as a creation, as a start of a creation to genetically modify what was actually happening, like how the reproduction and all.
Yeah, and that's why Dr. Henry Wu regrets his experiment because there's almost millions of these fuckers everywhere killing crops. I mean, the first scene is literally them attacking 2 children at a barn. Most dinosaurs that didn't get much screen time, and you think, wow, that could have been used a little bit more. Mosasaurus had 2 scenes in this entire film, and that's not a joke. The beginning scene is it attacking the boat, and then it's swimming by the waters at the end of the film. But then again, it didn't really get that much of a role in Fallen Kingdom. It just kind of eats a sub, escapes,
Eats it,
and then
just eats the
eats a
just
surfer.
eats the Indominus Rex.
Well, in the first film, it had a bigger role because it ate that. I think it was one of the pterosaurs was eaten. Along with the 2 kids as babysitters, and then it eats the Indominus Rex. Speaking of kids, honestly, legacy characters I wish we also would have saw return were Tim Murphy and his sister. Because I can also imagine them interacting with Zach and the other kid from Jurassic World, but I guess that was a bit too much character, so I was fine with what we had with, in terms of characters at least. Because yeah, we have the main 3, and then we have our new characters.
Yeah.
If you had any way to improve this film, what would you do?
Give each dinosaur more screen time, such as the Mosasaurus deserves a bigger role, including the T-Rex. Blue already had a major role, so
Blue did not.
Blue and Beta are both fine, so they've already had a
I
huge
feel like
major
Blue's
role
slow
in
amount of
that.
screen time was actually kind of necessary, but I
What
think I think Blue could have went either way. Either stay with what we had in the film or had more screen time and more involvement.
if they made it to where Blue was part of it and actually took out the professor or something just to get her child back, then that'd be actually really surprising to see.
But then again, that's kind of what happens in Fallen Kingdom, but not. She attacks the people who had to hold her captive, but the guy who was the main villain in Fallen Kingdom, he gets eaten by a Carnotaurus. No, he gets eaten by the T-Rex, because you think he was gonna get attacked by the Carnotaurus, but no, he gets killed by the T-Rex, and the Carnotaurus tries to get in, but Nah, T-Rex and have been having that.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And
Blue
was
is
that
still
really?
out there. Blue still has the DNA of the T-Rex
Oh yeah.
because of Fallen Kingdom. She was bleeding out, and they needed to do a blood transfusion. And the only closest thing they could do was
Yeah, they
Rex,
contaminated her blood
Rexy,
with
with a T-Rex, which made her even more dangerous.
I don't think that had any effect on her. They just made her blood,
Just more
useless.
aggressive.
No, it just made her blood more useless. It had nothing to do with her character. She was already aggressive in the beginning. She's a fucking velociraptor.
Yep.
For me, I would probably remove the whole locust thing and make the big baddie the Giganosaurus as it was intended to be. Keep Douglas as the main protagonist, obviously. Have it kind of, but then again, I guess this locust thing was kind of better than what we had in Fallen Kingdom. With let's bring them to the mainland, and oh yeah, let's just sell them let's just sell them to like military officers and whatnot. I'm also just like really glad that our big bad dinosaur was not even a hybrid, because let's be honest, I was kind of done with hybrids after the Indoraptor. Dominus Rex was cool. Indoraptor was just like
They
unnecessary.
didn't. They made Indoraptor as is because Indoraptor wasn't completely finished. As what I'm pretty sure what you said was the finished
Honestly,
product of Indoraptor would have been completely white.
honestly, I don't really care for Indoraptor. Dominus Rex was better.
But the
But
complete
but
version,
then
what it was supposed to look like, was just a complete white Indoraptor
but
with a
actually
little bit hint of blue and all.
having our final dinosaur being an actual dinosaur, the Giganotosaurus, not some dumb hybrid, was actually,
Giganotosaurus.
kind of cool. Plane just passed by. So that's about it. I guess we'll be ending the stream here sooner or later.
Yep.
So no one else is watching. Overall, decent movie. Could have been better.
If you want to check out,
Jurassic World Dominion, go
if
ahead.
you want to check out Jurassic World Dominion, go ahead. Uh, it's a pretty good movie overall.
Do I
But if you're
recommend?
not into that, don't bother watching it.
Do I
Don't forget
recommend?
to subscribe and like to my boy Turbo.
Well, most people here
Uh,
are subscribed already, so I don't think anyone else is watching this, so there's no
if
point in saying that.
if you're
Do
new
I
to this
recommend
channel,
the
that is.
IMAX, and especially IMAX 3D experience?
And if
If
you
you're not
guys
into
are
3D,
curious on who I am, check out check out check out my YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure if he could, he would. If Turbo would, he would put
I'll put in the description after
in the
this is it.
description.
I'll do that after this ends. But do I recommend the IMAX 3D experience? Absolutely. If you're into an experience like that, it's well worth it. If
The
you're
only
not, if
problem
you're,
I had with the IMAX 3D were the glasses
I mean,
itself.
yeah, the
They were
glasses were,
so
yeah,
uncomfortable.
they were really uncomfortable. If you're not into 3D and you don't want to deal with the glasses, watch it in IMAX because it's probably just as good. Because pretty much, I mean, you didn't even need the glasses on because you took them off. The movie wasn't looking all weird. It actually just looked like standard IMAX, but these just enhanced it to make it look 3D. So if you watch an IMAX 3D and you're not fine with the 3D and you're whatever, the glasses are uncomfortable, you can just take them off and. Well,
3D is
that was
not
just my theater. I don't know if your theater is different or not. Depends on what theater. Depends on what format. I just recommend watching.
3D. If 3D is not recommended for people who get nauseous so easily. But that's or end up having a headache,
But
that's
I highly recommend it. At least watch it in
still
IMAX. And if you watch it
at
in
least
D-Box,
IMAX or 3D doesn't matter.
anything that's not standard. But if you want to watch it in standard, that's on you. I have yet to see a film in D-Box, so I can't really say much about that. And I don't think the movie is available on ScreenX. And to be honest, ScreenX is not that much of a. I don't like ScreenX how it looks. It's a bit weird. But yeah, that's about it. Decent movie.
Yep.
Had its flaws, like any movie. Final rating for me is 10 out of 10, and his rating is a 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10.
Yep.
I think this about wraps it up, and I will probably see you guys either never, soon, or later.
Sometime in the near future.
Either via a different video or whatnot. I probably will make a review of this movie at the end of the year, along with many other films. I'm going to do a top whatever movies of the year.
Top Gun.
Top 10.
Or top 10.
And I might also start
best
since I'm
movies.
going to start doing like series reviews. I can include this film in that. So I think the first one I'll do is the Monsterverse because Godzilla and whatnot. And then I'll probably do the Jurassic Park franchise and then move on to other ones. So you will see me talk about this movie either later in the year again. But yeah, wraps this up. I will